Hey guys, it is Tox and welcome back to the ToxiCast podcast. Today I have a very special guest and I'm very excited for you guys to hear this little chat we have. It's more of a longer episode edition of the podcast, so hope you guys enjoy this. I have no plugs for today's podcast, so if you want to check me out more, go to twitch.tv/Toxplicity to find me and come and chat in my streams. But hope you guys enjoy this edition of the ToxiCast. I am loving doing these, so let me know if there's anyone you want me to interview or chat with in the future, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
How's your day been so far? What have you been up to?
Are you jumping in ahead of me?
Yeah, yeah, and I'm beating you to it. It's my podcast now.
I'll take over. Go ahead. I'll just sit back and enjoy. But no, my day was pretty good. I didn't go to work yesterday, so I had a bit to catch up on today. But it was good to be back in the office and see everybody. But yeah, how was yours?
Good. Yeah, no, I realized that when we were playing Valorant yesterday, I was like, wait, it's Monday. What's Tox doing here?
I had a little bit of. I messaged my boss in the morning, and I was like, "Look, over the weekend, I had some like very sad emotions about missing my family back home, and I was like, I didn't get much sleep over the weekend. Do you mind if I just have the day just to recover, just have some chill vibes?" And he was just like, "Yeah, no worries. Like, we noticed recently you've been a bit quiet at work, so you can have this day off." And I was like, "Cool."
Sounds like your goss. Yes, your boss is pretty good, dude.
Yeah, he cares about the staff a lot. You can hear the sirens in the background. Stinky. Yeah, he cares about the staff a lot, so it's pretty good to be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
how,
really
how
good.
was your day?
Uh, I I have not done well today. I got out of bed at like 4:30.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you need a rest day, so
Yeah, I mean, I was also streaming until like 3 in the morning, so that that happens. Yeah.
well then you need to recover from streaming, so that's fair enough. Like, do you normally stream at night or would you rather stream during the day?
Um, I've tried a bit of both, and like they both have their own perks. I know like a lot of my regular audience is more like evening people, so I definitely get more consistent and active viewership at like my normal time, which is usually about 8 p.m. Melbourne time, which for me works well. You know, I can have my day, I can do my workout and have dinner, and then I have time to cool down before I get into streaming mode. Um,
Yeah.
but the couple of times that like some days I just wake up like stupid early for no particular reason. My body's like, no, no more sleep. You're done. That's enough. Get up.
You're late now.
Exactly. So a couple of times I've been like, well, I might as well like get up, you know, stream for a couple hours and then get on with my day. And that's been fun because like it hits a bit of a different market. I get a lot of new people in, even if they don't follow. It's just like interesting to talk to people in like completely different time zones.
Yeah,
And like the
I
same
agree
sort
with
of
that.
thing when I stream like really late. Like when I did my Guardian farm stream and that went for 10 hours. So I went to bed at like 8 in the morning. Uh just like
That's mental.
it was I was really stubborn. I was like, I'm gonna do it in one sitting. That is the plan. That's what I said at the start of the stream. I'm not sleeping until we get it done. And the last like hour and a half, 2 hours of the stream, you could tell I was so done with it. But I was like, no, I committed. We're making it through.
But you like those sort of big grindy builds, like farm builds.
Yeah, like it's definitely harder doing them on camera, uh,
Hmm.
especially when it's live and I have to like really focus on keeping the audience engaged and also getting it all done. I think I could have done it faster if I was just doing it on my own in my own time, or just like hang out with you guys on Discord, or you know, however I end up going. But I had a really fun time doing that because that's definitely the fastest I've ever built a Guardian farm.
Yeah, it looked incredible as well.
Thank you. I'm kind
Yeah,
of disappointed that the season's coming to a close before I could really fully flesh it out. But
yeah, I know. I apologize for that, but next season I didn't find a groove this season really,
I feel
and I
like a
know.
lot of people, yeah, we're in the same boat there.
Yeah, I had some plans, but I just, yeah, I wanted to build some cool farms and cool contraptions and stuff, but never really got going, and it was kind of sad.
Yeah, and I remember at the start of the season, like everyone was talking about like all these like really big ideas, which got me really excited because that's the sort of stuff I love doing. And then very few of them came to fruition. I was like,
Yeah.
well, it's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I guess that happens with content creation sometimes. People get sidetracked by life.
Yeah, life does get in the way. It's pesky like that.
Yeah, like imagine me needing to work for money and going to the office
It's
every day. Like,
disgusting. I can't believe the audacity.
it's so rude, man. Like having to pay rent and stuff.
I'm like curbing what I want to say because like, this is not a political podcast. Let's not like go down that route.
Yeah, maybe when I'm like Joe Rogan sides, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally. Because I get on like those sort of tangents on my stream where like I start going on about like some very intense political opinions, and then I'm like, wait, I'm meant to be just vibing and playing Minecraft. This is like getting a bit intense now. We need to like dial it back a bit.
This is live. Oops.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that's still something I'm getting used to. I'm very used to making videos where I have complete control over the narrative, and
Mm.
like how I am perceived and what the message is. But yeah, when it's fun chatting to people live and having that direct sort of interaction. But there are definitely moments where you're like, I kind of wish I had worded that differently or just not said that.
With my streams, you can really tell what sort of mood I'm in because I pick the music. So I'll play like a lo-fi chill vibe if I'm just like, all right, let's play Minecraft or let's play Valorant and just play the game. Let's not be crazy. But if I have my like EDM slash house playlist going, you know that I am in a mood.
Ooh.
And if you push me, I'm gonna say some weird shit.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind in future. I've never really noticed that, so now that I know.
Yep, it's out there. Like people like Quinn in my streams and Axie, they know, and they know when to be weird when I've got that sort of music going. Like they will throw out all their commands and all that stuff.
Oh. Fun. Okay, yeah, I've never really
Yeah.
thought about that. Because like on my end, I have some pretty aggressive background music. I don't know if you're familiar with Backing Track by Epos Fox.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's all like DMCA safe, like
Mm.
rock and metal sort of stuff. And for me, that's just what I listen to normally. And like, even though that's like a majority of my gym playlist, which is like hyper aggressive and like, that's when we were like, yeah, I'll fucking fight someone. Am I allowed to swear? I don't know if I'm allowed to swear or not.
Go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead. I should have like a swear counter going because I don't when I get stuttery and when I get nervous, I sometimes swear a lot. I don't know if people notice that on my streams. When I try and explain things and I feel myself going in a circle or a tangent, I like swear a lot more than I normally do. So it's fine. Swear away.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like that sort of like aggressive music, like definitely, yeah, when I'm in like gym mode, it's usually because I'm in an awful mood and I know that doing some exercise will make me feel better, or I'm like going into a depressive spiral and I know that like exercising will help me fight that. But
Yeah.
when I listen to that music on stream, it's just because it's like high energy. Because I used to like listen to lo-fi, like you mentioned, a lot. Because like if it's the Minecraft vibe, it's nice and chill, but it's supposed to be like hanging and chatting. Um, but I found that it made me too chill, and I just kind of like I was like zoning out and just kind of doing my own thing, and not really. I fell out of the streamer persona and just fell into Josh playing Minecraft persona.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with streaming, your character is very nice. Like you have that very high energy vibe, and it gets people involved in your streams a lot more. Like people get interested in what you're doing because you have that energy, which is good.
Yeah, it's something that I've really had to channel because that's not natural for me. I am a very low energy person. I'd say like 90% of the time. And I think you recognize that because we've hung out a good chunk of time outside of streaming now, and I think my energy is very different when I'm not streaming.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm still trying to work that like more new streaming persona that has that high energy and that more engaging outlet, I guess, into my YouTube videos, because it's kind of harder to do it when you're just staring at the camera and just talking. And
Yeah.
like that's something that like I did in a couple of my older videos when in like the first lockdown last year here. I started making YouTube videos again. And I don't know, there was something about that persona when I first started getting back into it that I've kind of lost. And I'm trying to like work my way back towards that.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, I've had times where when I'm not streaming, I tried to record an episode or two of like Simplicity, and I'm like running around trying to keep the conversation with myself. But with streaming, it's a bit easier because you can bounce that stuff off the people in the chat. So
Mm.
it's very understandable.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you remember the video I submitted as part of my application to Simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like how like that was very different to the content I actually ended up making, because I ended up just editing down a lot of stream VODs for episodes because that was just easier. It was a more
Mhm.
engaging version of me than just me sitting there and playing Minecraft on my own.
It's definitely hard to find a balance between that stuff. Like when I make my shorts, most of the time I will stream for like 2.5, 3 hours, but I'll find like 5 minutes worth of content that I want to keep
Yeah.
because the rest is just me blabbing on or being completely ridiculous.
Yeah, like
And
super
I don't want it.
nonsensical and fun.
Yeah. I don't want that on my YouTube. I want the funny, like random moments on there.
Yeah.
Which shorts is very good for like YouTube because like obviously if you're a streamer, shorts are very easy to clip and just like pop on YouTube for
Yeah, no, they're
extra
great.
growth.
But then
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean,
they're also
yeah.
frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I think short, when did I post that? 2 weeks ago. Posted a short that is now at just under 9,000 views, which I think puts it at the second most viewed video on my channel. And it's just a shit post. It's
Mhm.
like super low effort. Like the joke wasn't that funny, but clearly people are clicking on it. And I'm like, but I'm on that sort of attention to go to the videos that I put in a lot of effort into, and like they're really well structured video essays or like really engaging conversations on game design or storytelling, and not this 15-second shit post that was a Mugus joke in Factorio. Like
It was pretty funny though.
it was, but like dang, it stings to see the low effort content do way better than the high effort content.
Yeah, I think YouTube has they need to find a balance between promoting people's actual content and shorts. I get they're trying to compete with TikTok. TikTok is stinky to try and navigate and learn how to use. Shorts is just a lot easier, but they need to find a way to help content creators out by showing maybe not just their shorts, but adding like a feed where you can find just like random videos that are similar to what you've watched. I feel like that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, and in a way, like that's the homepage, right? Like you got your recommended,
Mm.
and YouTube's algorithm is really good at just feeding you content that it's like 90% sure you'll like. And that last 10% is stuff that they're like, we're not sure if you'll like it, but people that enjoy the content that you watch also watch this. And it's good in the way that like, yeah, it is very good for the user end where they're like, cool, I just get to see all the content that I actually want to see right at the top as soon as I open YouTube. But on the creator side, it's difficult, especially when you're smaller, because it's just inclined to recommend larger content. Even if, for me, I mostly support a lot of smaller creators on Twitch, and on YouTube, it's probably a like good mix of like smaller and larger creators. I
Yeah.
never see any of the small creators that I like on my homepage, even though they're the videos that I'm more excited to see.
Yeah, I find that as well. That's why like people like Cypher PK and all that come up first because of their view rating and all that stuff. It's like it gets a bit annoying because like I have to then search and find the people that I actually want to watch. But I don't know. It's hard. I guess it would be hard on YouTube side to try and promote everything.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same as Twitch. Like if you could like where Twitch, if you go into like the categories and you click into them and then you can organize it by like highest to lowest views, or you can sort it by like recommended, or you can like sort it out. That would be cool to have on like a YouTube homepage. You can click and go like, I want to see these sorts of views first, or I want to see like this sort of content first, but they kind of just lump everything all together.
Yeah. I and that's the thing, like, discover. I think we've talked about this in the past, but like discovery on Twitch, horrendous.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
really, really difficult. But that being said, I've found that on Twitch, it's much easier for me to just do my own thing and still see growth. Versus with YouTube, I started chasing trends, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's definitely seen more growth, and like shorts are blowing up on YouTube, like you said. And so I was like, well, I guess I'd start putting a lot of shorts on YouTube, even though that's not really the content I want to be making. And this, yeah, it's, at least with Twitch, I I can just sit and play Minecraft for 10 hours straight, and people love it, and it's like
Yeah.
really cool.
People just want to have you in the background and they want to listen and engage while they're doing their own Minecraft builds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing with YouTube as well, I guess with TikTok, like TikTok is all about the trends. YouTube needs to be careful that it doesn't go down that path, especially because they're trying to promote, shorts a lot more, and they're trying to become like the new Twitch, TikTok watch
Everything.
videos
Yeah.
hybrid. Yeah, they need to be careful where they're putting all their resources into, because it could lean very much one way, and then that takes away everything from the streamers that are already on YouTube, or just the content creators that they get all their like earnings and they get all their views from like longer content, like people like Philza and people like that. They post their 40-minute content. If they're just out there promoting the minute videos, it's
Yeah.
it's gonna kill stuff for them. But not that like Philza would ever die off because he's huge. But this is the first example that came to my mind. Like for us smaller streamers, it's very difficult to find that niche where we can like just hit the spots every time, and like get our shorts to pop, get our normal content up to pop, and our streams. Like it's very difficult to find that discoverability, which I think we have spoken about a lot.
Yeah. Like, I think it's a pretty universal discussion throughout content creation, regardless of what platform you're on. Discoverability
Yeah.
is like it's super interesting. Like, especially as someone that's like interested in marketing stuff, like, love that. It's super interesting, but God, it's difficult. And even if you apply everything right in principle, it's still just a fat chance of luck.
Yep. Like I don't know how Twitch decides who it's gonna throw in recommended, but there's been times where I will get like 10, 15 people come in off like when I'm streaming and be like, "Hey, you're on recommended," and then the next 3 or 4 streams I will get nothing of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, why did you pick that night when I had, probably some of the best like average views in the stream that I've ever had? Why would you pick then to recommend me? Why wouldn't you pick when I have like a little lower and I'm not doing as well? Like why then? I don't know if they have answers anywhere for that, but
I think definitely part of it is Twitch wanting to recommend creators that they are seeing doing relatively well. Like, I've never seen someone in recommended that has like particularly low viewership in comparison to their followers. Like, it's always seemed like a pretty reasonable balance. And then
yeah,
obviously because they're on recommended, it's probably higher than usual. But that being said, I found it actually really interesting that like my viewership for someone that is pretty small on Twitch, my average viewership is like 9 viewers for like the past month or so. For someone that is at less than 300 followers, I think that's like pretty dang good.
yeah.
Which I've been very confused by, because I'm just like, I don't fully understand why, but okay.
I think especially when you're doing like the longer streams, I think it averaging 9 for like the 8 hours or however long you choose to stream for is crazy as well, because then people are like very loyal to you, that you've actually found people that want to watch your content rather than, averaging like 10 over an hour. Like people are just obviously clicking and
Yeah.
just looking.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
got you got people sticking around, which is good.
Yeah. Um,
Like numbers on Twitch and stuff is just crazy. Like I try not to get too caught up. Like I don't have my numbers anywhere when I am like streaming, and I think I have it in my rules as well, where new people click in, and if I've just got rated and I have a large amount of views, I have like a rule where people don't mention numbers. I don't know if I still have that. I used to have that, but I don't want to sit and just like watch my number count go up and down, because I feel like I'd get so self-conscious with that it'd freak me out.
oh, absolutely. And like that was actually a large reason why I took a break from just content in general last week, because I was getting too obsessed with the numbers on Twitch, and like for like a 2 week streak I was seeing below average performance. Like my views were still good, but like follows and just like general engagement otherwise was like pretty crap compared to like the previous month. So I was like, okay, I'm obsessing over the numbers too much. I need to step back.
Yeah. I feel like for someone that, you know, is a lot smaller like us, we that's one thing that I try and tell people that are starting to stream. Don't follow your numbers. Like it's it's very hard to sit there and average like 80 viewers a stream. Like those people work their butts off to get to their like one thing you need to like consider when coming in is that there's like I don't know how many billion people in the world, but that like think about how many of those people are on streams. How many of those people are going to be clicking through streams trying to find small streamers? Like most of them are going to be with the larger content creators. Like you got to build yourself up to be like them before you're going to see anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen my channel. I don't know, like the best average I've had in a month is like 20, but that was like before I had a large time off till like the middle of this year. Like that was crazy for me, but now it's like balanced out like to how it was when I first started, which is nice, because like I know the people that are in my streams are the ones that have stuck around that whole time, which is it feels special.
Yeah, and like to me, like especially on YouTube, having a regular audience, you might have a regular audience, but you just never really engage with them in the way that you do with Twitch. Like, it's not
Mm.
like with Twitch where a lot of my regular audience, I was gonna say I would describe as friends. I think that's going a bit too far, but like they're people that are actually like a part of my life. Like I sit down and chat with them 4 days a week for a few hours at a time. Like
Yeah.
it's not even remotely similar to having a regular audience on YouTube. And
Yeah.
it's it's really different to what I was expecting. Like I never expected to ever get fan art. And then I got my first fan art a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. Time is blurring together in lockdown. I can't even remember when it was.
Was that the Tudor one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the same girl with the Queen Jinx. Big shout out. Thank you for the lovely fan art that is now on all my socials, because it's better than all my banner art that I had before. um, then it was like I actually felt really bad, so I went and drew you some nice fan art after that. I was like, oh, what? You drew art of me? Why? I just sit here and play Minecraft. Like,
Yeah, but you're comfort to them, and they, I guess, in if they don't have like money to, shower you with, like some people, drawing is what they do, and I love that. Like makes it super special.
yeah, no, it really does. Especially as someone that has like tried many forms of art, and I'm shocking at a lot of them. Like, I get how
Same.
much effort goes into it, so that's why like it blows my mind. I'm just like, you literally spend hours drawing me playing bloody block game. Thank you. Like it's so difficult to wrap my head around.
Yeah, it like people will sit there for hours just drawing pictures of you, and you're just like, what did I do to deserve this?
I know.
It's adorable, but it shows that you're impacting someone's life if they're gonna, put the effort in to do something like that for you, which is great.
That's true.
You mean something to someone, Josh.
True. And like in that same vein, like I have regulars like come and ask me for life advice. And I was like, whoa, okay, look, you might be asking the wrong person here. And I think a lot of the time I'm like, I'm definitely not qualified to answer this question, but when I do feel like I can actually give some input, it's just like really strange. I'm just like, I'm helping someone? That's nuts. I don't know this person at all, really.
Yeah. But in saying that, I feel like if you're a streamer and you have really regular people, like for me, I try and stream, 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week, and some people are there every single night. I feel like they may know more about me, and I may know more about them than I actually know, like actually consider.
Yeah.
And comparing that to my like friends outside of streaming, like, do they actually know more than them? Like, it's so weird to think about.
Oh, I totally get that. Especially because, like, when it's quiet, you start telling stories. And, like, you don't really think about it too much. You just kind of do it. And then people bring it up, like, 6 months later. I mean, not 6 months, because I haven't even been streaming for 6 months. But, they bring it up a couple of weeks later, and you're like, how do you know that? Did I tell you that? What?
That's very weird. Streaming is very involved, and I don't think people understand that much, especially when they start streaming. Like, you're gonna have to tell stories about your life that you may not have wanted to share, but you need to create some sort of personal touch and relationship with people. So the
Yeah,
more you share, the more people care.
exactly. And I really did that a lot, especially like, when you first start off and you're averaging like 2 viewers and none of them are chatting. Like, you just gotta get really good at talking to yourself. And so, yeah, I think a great piece of advice is just tell stories from your life. Because, I mean, no one's gonna talk about you more than you are. And
Yeah.
I think developing the skill for storytelling is definitely a different story. Telling good stories is not easy. And
Yeah, definitely.
you definitely have to be able to spin a story that's like just like funny to you or important to you because it was happening to you. You got to be able to spin it into an actually engaging story so people also care.
Yeah, agreed.
But that said,
It's like a
oh yeah, go on.
it's like a long job interview, basically.
Yeah, that's actually, I've never thought of it like that. But especially having been through a lot of job interviews lately, God, that's a painfully accurate way to put it.
Yeah, you have to sell yourself and make people interested in you to invest their time into watching you. Is basically like getting a job.
Yeah, except there are definitely a lot of stories I've told on stream that I would not be telling at a job interview. That's
Agreed.
yeah.
And lots of things that you've said and I've said that I probably wouldn't have repeated outside of streaming at all, unless I chose to put it as a clip for YouTube or
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, and I mean, when I first started streaming, I pretty regularly would have some form of alcohol with me because it made it easier. It was, as people describe it, alcohol's a social lubricant.
Yeah, liquid confidence.
Live confidence, exactly. And that's coming from someone who is relatively confident in their own life to begin with. But then, like, I started, because it also, like, breaks down that barrier of self-restraint. There was, like, a couple moments where I would go back through VODs and I'm like, really shouldn't have told that story or, like, spent as long on that story as I did.
Let's just mute this section and move on.
Yeah, no, moving swiftly forward.
I haven't done many of those streams. Like, I think this, like, the streams where I've pushed myself to go 12 hours, I've added like a little bit of alcohol and things, but I haven't just randomly done it, and I don't know how I'd feel about doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped doing it probably after like the first 3-4 weeks because I realized that pretty quickly. I was like, I'm crossing boundaries that I'm not comfortable crossing, at least not yet. And also I was like finding my own voice as a content creator without that social lubricant. Like, I was getting used to talking on camera and just chatting with people and talking to myself a whole lot. And I think that comfort made it a lot easier to be like, yeah, I don't need to rely on alcohol, especially as someone that doesn't have the greatest relationship with it.
you got to find a good balance, especially if you're streaming for 4 or 5 hours. If you're smashing back drinks the whole time, it's not a good thing for your body.
Yeah, no.
Scary. I mean, I like the idea that we had the other day when we were off stream, how we were like, we should do like a couple of Simplicity After Dark specials, and
Yeah.
that would be good.
It would be fun. But then like in the same vein, there's a lot of stuff that we talk about off stream, or like even your off stream persona, like the first few times that we hung out, like immediately after you stopped streaming, you just like swapped back into like regular talks. And to me, like that was so jarring because I only really knew you as that outward persona. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, what is happening here? Talk saying after dark shit? What?
My filter turns off. Like I don't have much of a filter on stream anymore to begin with, but I try my best to keep it reeled in. But sometimes when I'm after stream and I get wound up or I'm in a mood, yeah, you find out very quickly how much of a potty mouth I can have.
Yeah, and you were saying the other day, right, that you've got some family that watches your content, so that's why like there's that degree of restraint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus
And I know that my streams are viewed by people that are, maybe under the age of 20, and I want to be mindful of that. I don't want to set a bad example, so I try my best to be somewhat not PG. Like that was such a joke for a long time in my streams,
Yeah.
but I want to be mindful that if I was that age, would I want to be hearing that?
yeah. And that actually ties a lot back into what I was saying about like I was crossing boundaries that I wasn't comfortable with when I was drinking, not necessarily on stream, but when I was streaming, because I was telling a lot of stories that actually had a pretty good mold. Like I learned a lot from those experiences, but I wasn't telling those stories like that. I was just telling those stories like this was actually like pretty messed up. Isn't that kind of funny? And now that I'm like more comfortable, I still tell those stories on stream, but I make it very clear that I'm like, hey, don't do what I am telling you I have done. Learn from my mistakes, because God, this was stupid.
Yep. Like I have to say 70% of the things I say on stream, please do not repeat. Please do not do.
Yeah.
Be smart.
Yeah, and like it's that I know like a lot of people with like their online personas, like I have to be a very responsible role model, and like I have to have that really strict filter as to what I can put out there. And to an extent I can understand that, but I think also being transparent and showing that you have made mistakes, that you have had flaws, that you have also learnt from those mistakes and experiences is far more constructive than putting out that, that crystal clean persona where there is none of that and there's just be this perfect entity.
Yeah. And the people that are meant to be the role models, like, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get cancelled, but I go and watch their content sometimes, and some of the things they say, like, clearly goes over these kids' heads, like on streams, in YouTube videos, and I'm like, dude, that ain't kid friendly.
Yeah, and I think, like, you and I, growing up around the same time on the internet, have had a very different experience to what kids growing up on the internet now have, where it's a hyper-saturated market versus with you and I, we saw some of the most random, outrageous stuff, and a lot of it we definitely did not understand, but like it still had an impact.
Yeah, if like especially Xbox parties, like I went back and watched a couple people that I used to watch when I was younger the other day, how they would go into Xbox Live parties with like voice filters and stuff on, and
I remember
just
that sort of stuff.
Terrorize people.
Yeah,
and if that was done now, those people would be probably cancelled, or it would be a lot less popular than what it was like back then.
Oh, absolutely. And like even in some of my old content, which is not that old, like I think the most recent public video, or the oldest public video on my YouTube channel, I think is 2015. So I mean that is nearly 7 years ago now, but a lot of growth happens in 7 years, and like there's definitely some stuff in there that I was like, I I really like the rest of this video, but there's this like 2 seconds where I say something that's really not okay.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't have any of my old content anymore.
That's fair. I kind of miss some of my old content because I had a YouTube channel before the one that I'm on now. When I first started making Minecraft videos back in 2011.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's that's how far back we're going. I got into it because one of my friends took me out for his birthday, so I went to dinner with him and his family. And when we were driving to whatever the restaurant was, can't even remember what it was, he was telling me about this new game called Minecraft that he's been playing, and described it to me. And I was like, that sounds fucking stupid. What the hell is that? And in hindsight, his explanation was like, you gotta like put torches down so like the monsters stay out of the dark, but then you also gotta like build a base and like try not to die, and you gotta like mine resources. And like it was a really, really poor explanation of what Minecraft was. But also, we were both 11, like
Yeah.
and then I went to his house and got to play it for the first time, and then I was blown. I was enraptured immediately, and just started diving down the Minecraft YouTube hole, especially at that point where like it was just starting to blow up on YouTube. And then you had like X's Adventures in Minecraft, and like the ToxiCast with Curse of Israel and all that, like childhood summarized right there. That was and you know, like, okay, you know what, let's both start making Minecraft videos and we can see who gets more subscribers first.
And the content was like an hour of no edits.
Literally. So I got this like free software. I was on this absolutely crap laptop that could barely run Minecraft in the first place, let alone run Minecraft and record it. So the first few videos were literally like 7 frames a second, like basically a slideshow. But then, like you said, no edits, 10-minute recording limit. So there were often days where like I was like playing Minecraft for like 2 hours, and then I wouldn't edit it, so I would just upload, you know, that 2 hours of gameplay in 10-minute segments because I didn't know how to edit. It was just, and then I think I had uploaded 120 videos, and I don't have access to that channel anymore.
Damn.
And I don't know if I unlisted them or made them private, but I don't have access to the email either.
Oh, that sucks.
I've been trying to get back into it for years. So, Microsoft, give me back my old email.
Well, I don't remember my story. Like, I think like in high school, this like, or like early high school, the same thing. Like, I went over a friend's house and he was showing me like the free version of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Where like you had 3 blocks you could use to build, and you were in basically creative mode with like a very infinite world, and you know, it was just the worst version of the game. And then I went home and I looked at it and looked up videos, and then I got my mom to buy it for me. But I remember playing like the early stages of like Pixelmon and things like that with my friends, and recording that. That was interesting. And I had this software where it would track my mouse because it was like a free version. So I was recording like 8 minutes of gameplay because there was like a 9-minute limit.
Yep, I remember that.
Yep. I would just take the footage and just throw it straight on YouTube. Didn't really title it, didn't really do anything. It was just like,
let's play Minecraft number 1. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's good memories. Yeah. I wish I could go back and just I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. If I ever get access to that account again and the videos are just unlisted, private, oh man, I'm gonna make the longest video just going through all that and having the time of my life roasting little 11-12-year-old me.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that would be funny. I don't think I have any content on my channels. I think my family or one of my friends must have found out what I was doing, and I deleted everything, which is very stupid of me. I should have unlisted it or made it private. But
yeah,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any content from my old stuff.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's pretty likely that I deleted all of it, but I really hope that I didn't.
You might find it. It might be just there. I would do a reaction with you if you're down for
Hell
that.
yeah, that would be great. Oh, yeah.
Roasting Josh.
I mean, like when I was applying to, I don't know if I ever brought this up. I'd only been on one SMP before Simplicity, and that was probably in like 2012 or 2013, and that server lasted like a week. So my expectations were very low.
Mm.
I can't remember why it got shut down, and I kind of wish I still had those videos somewhere. I probably only made like 2 or 3 videos, but I remember having a lot of fun with just like random people on like the other side of the world. It was just like so
Yeah.
crazy, and like in the same vein, I'm having fun with random people now more across Australia and New Zealand, but like I've made some of my best friends through you guys. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been great.
It will be back.
Yeah,
You seen the post in the Discord? That's a hint for you.
I'm very, very excited.
This should be cool. I mean, I'm on like an SMP now, with all the mod stuff on it, and it's quite good. But there's some mods that I'm missing that I want to create like a private mod pack for like us to play on. I feel like it'd be cool.
That'll be very interesting because like I haven't really played that much modded Minecraft as of late. I used to play a lot. Like oh my, I used to play so much Technic Pack and Tech It, a lot of that sort of stuff. Man, I spent
Big-
so many hours just doing the most random and like you could code in Tech It,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
I was not very good at it, but I certainly did it. And it's like shit, Minecraft modding's crazy.
It is. There's like, I don't know if you know who Mr. Crayfish is.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, he used to do content back in when I used to be addicted to Minecraft content, and he started making like a furniture mod that long ago. I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago, and I joined this SMP and they have that mod on there, and some of the stuff that like he's created, I think he has a team of people doing it now. It's crazy.
That's
Like some of the
nuts.
furniture, like the stuff that works as well. Like it's pretty cool.
Dang. Yeah, like I'm really not familiar with modern Minecraft all that much now. I made some friends a little while ago, and they were like, "Hey, you know how to set up a server? Do you want to make like a modded server for us to play on?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I didn't really like any of the mod packs that were out there because like a lot of them were still on like 1.12, and I was like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that."
Yep.
Um,
Not
but
happening.
then like rounding up mods, getting it all to work, and then basically just being like, "Cool." I'm just gonna send you the folder. It's everything's installed. You just need to copy it into your Minecraft directory, and people still having problems. And I was just like, it was such a nightmare. But when it got working, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we could do like a Pixelmon stuff as well, but Pixelmon doesn't work with any other mods, I don't think, like besides maps, which sucks.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of Pixelmon. I would rather play Pokemon.
Yeah, true. Same. I mean, they've added like shinies and stuff, so we could shiny hunt in Pixelmon.
Hell yeah! Oh, it puts us on the same playing field because you still got to finish your Pokedex.
Yeah, true.
I can help you out with that at some point.
I don't know, I need to get back into playing that. I just keep grinding to get eggs and stuff, and I'm just having more fun playing Minecraft again.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, look, we've all been a little addicted to Valorant. Uh,
And now I'm Fortnite.
I don't know if I'd say I'm addicted to Fortnite, but I'm surprised how much I was enjoying it. I really
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to.
This is the second time since I stopped streaming it that Varg has come to me and gone, "Do you want to play Fortnite?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I mean, now we've got everyone else getting it and downloading it, so it's good.
Yeah, it sounds like pretty much everyone else has played Fortnite at some point, though.
It's one of those games where I feel like if you haven't touched it at least once, then like you're a tad weird.
Yeah, I mean, like when I played with you the other day, that was my first time playing Fortnite. Not the first time installing it. I had it on my Switch. I had it on my computer like a couple of years ago, and I never got further than the main menu. And then I never really had interest because like none of my friends were really interested in playing it either. But all of them had played it at some point. So yeah, I was kind of bored when I
Yeah.
was never touched it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it definitely it peaked a long time ago, and it's crazy how it's still one of the most popular games in the world, but it's definitely past its best.
Yeah, I feel like on the content side, I don't see it anywhere anymore. but from what
Yeah.
I understand, like the player base is still massive.
Yeah, competitive. It's one of the best competitive games because the way they score and the way they have all their like competitions, it's very good. Like it's very consistent. People like always win prizes. Like there's no drop off in viewership for the competitions. Like it's a very good market to be in if you're a good player. But like other games like Call of Duty and stuff, it's a lot different. But Fortnite, I feel like if it didn't have the competitive aspect, it probably wouldn't be as good, and the player base probably wouldn't be as big. But it's still crazy how it's stayed alive for like how old is it now? Like
Uh,
7 years, 6 years?
I
I
have
don't
no
even know.
idea.
I was playing it in high school, so I don't even know when I left high school.
Yeah, I know Fortnite saved the world. The like, from what I understand, basically like zombie base building mode.
Yeah,
That came out in 2016.
yeah. So maybe 2017. So
Yeah,
4 years. Yeah, that's pretty decent
but then we've
for a
also
game.
yeah.
Oh, you go.
No, you
Well, for a game that people have said is going to be dying for years, like it's stayed alive for it's done well.
Yeah, I mean, look, even in the same vein, Minecraft having the longevity that it's had, pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's definitely peaked and like dropped, but it's consistently been around, and they consistently try and provide some sort of update without making the game too crazy. Which I'm scared this new update is going to be, but it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's never really fully fallen out of relevance, right? Like, I know, like, TF2 used to, and like Counter Strike used to be like super, super relevant, but like, I just don't see any content on either of those anymore. Even though I
Yeah,
know like the CSGO pro scene is still pretty big, TF2 is dead as all hell. As much as I love that game, I think it's my most played game on Steam. Uh,
that's pretty cool.
like, it's gone. And like Valve doesn't care about it either, so it's like basically non-existent. But the fact that like Minecraft's had like such strong longevity, no, try that again, that it's had like such a strong lasting power is unfounded, but also most sold game in the world, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I mean, hopefully the next update doesn't just destroy it for everybody, but I'm very interested to see how it goes, like the caves and the like the cliffs and all the new mobs and stuff. It should be fun to play, but I don't know if it's gonna appeal to many people. Like it's going from like being like kind of a kids game to being freaking terrifying.
Yeah, I can sort of see where you're coming from. I think for the like current player base, it's mostly got people massively excited. But for people that aren't already into Minecraft, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I mean, new updates mean new mega farms, and it's obviously something that you're good at. So
Yeah,
um,
that's gonna be fun. Also terrifying, but fun.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be super keen to see what sort of things you come up with.
Yeah, I mean, like they've changed a lot of the spawning rules for like fish and squid and all that, which means that now it's looking like we can actually make a dolphin farm.
Ooh, so
Oh,
I can kill all the dolphins.
exactly. So
Is that just gonna be XP though? I mean, they don't really drop anything.
I think they drop fish, but
Oh,
you'd be
okay.
better off just farming fish or
Yeah,
guardians.
unless you're against dolphins like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's gonna be for the meme, but also like dolphins have a good few technical uses as well. Like every time that a dolphin plays with an item, it resets the timer on it, the despawn timer. So you
Oh,
can basically have dolphins keep items loaded for as long as you need them loaded, which is kind of cool. I saw someone made like a dolphin-based item sorter, and
that is pretty wicked.
I don't fully understand how it works. I watched that video like 3 times, and I was still like, I'm gonna have to watch it like a fourth time at some point, but I can't do it again because what the fuck. But
That's me with redstone.
that's why next season we'll do some crazy redstone shit together, and we'll do lots of lessons and everything. We'll get everyone learning some redstone stuff.
That'd be dope. We can make a little series out of it.
Hell yeah.
Simplicity Redstone class.
Let's go.
I mean, do you have any like projects upcoming apart from like, what could have been on the SMP
In terms of like Minecraft stuff or just in general?
in general?
Um, I'm working on some cosplay stuff at the moment, which if you've been on my streams,
Ooh.
you've seen my Mandalorian helmet sitting in the background.
Yeah,
And I have most of the armor ready to go. I just need to paint it, and then I need to make the bodysuit and all that. So that's going to take a while.
but that's wicked.
Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll get it done for Halloween. I was like, wait, we're still in lockdown when Halloween comes around, so maybe I'm not going to push myself to get it done by Halloween because like, what's the point? Um,
Yeah, you want it to be good and like perfect.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not really in any rush to get it done. Um, I've also got to like set up all my 3D printers again so I can get the last few bits done. I'm bringing back Backlog Bust on the YouTube channel. I kind of got
Ooh.
sidetracked with that, where that's basically what I started doing when I started making YouTube videos again. I was like, I've got so many games in my Steam library. Let me make a folder of the ones that actually look interesting. And
Mm,
every time one of them is like notably bad or really good or just really interesting, even if it's not that good, what's an opportunity to make a video? Um,
yeah.
and I did a few of those and then kind of got lost in making other content. But I want to get back to that. We started streaming some of the backlog games. So
Yeah, I did see one of them. That was pretty cool.
yeah, so we've been doing that every Monday. We're trying to do a mystery Monday. So we just pull out a random game. We put all of the relatively short backlog games on a list and we spin a wheel and we play one of them, which has been fun. It's been an experience. Some of them are like really bad.
Well, I will see if I can find something on there that's like honestly terrible, and I will buy it and send it to you, or buy it for you, or
Ooh.
something. I'll come up with some sort of challenge.
Oh, I love that. Love a good challenge.
Yeah.
Then what else? I've got a very long script uh, dissecting Pokemon Sword and Shield that I wrote a couple of years
Ooh.
ago. But by the time I had finished writing the script, I had felt like Sword and Shield had kind of dropped out of relevance. So I was like, I don't really want to make this video. And then it also ended up being like an hour and a half video. So it's like a really big project to take on. But I think because of the new Pokemon games coming out November and February, I'm going to try and get it done sometime January.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool.
that's a big project.
Mm.
I can go through
Do
my
you have?
yeah, sorry, go on.
No, you.
I'm just like looking through my Google Drive and like looking at the scripts I've got just sitting there waiting to be used.
Do you have plans for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl coming out?
Personally, the art style is kind of horrendous to my eyes, so I'm not really too interested in playing it. I also didn't really like Diamond and Pearl back when they came out, and in the couple of times I've tried to replay them, I think they're some of the worst Pokemon games, which I know is a controversial opinion because
Very.
a lot of people really love them, but the pacing is awful. It is so slow, and the story's not interesting until like the last third of the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I like the Pokemon from that version the best. So
Yeah, I can understand why people like the Sinnoh region. Personally, not really for me.
yeah, I think I'm gonna stream it. I think I'm gonna make a bunch of content from it, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I want to complete the Pokédex and then like do some shiny hunting on it because like hopefully add some new mechanics and things like that. But I don't know, Legends of Arceus just seems so much better.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I was going to say excited, but I don't actually trust Game Freak enough to be excited about Arceus, but I'm
Mm,
definitely intrigued because
it
I avoided the
looks like
hype.
Zelda.
It kind of does. I feel like it looks more like Monster Hunter than it does like Zelda.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Um, Especially because it's not like fully open world. It's more like Monster Hunter where you have like open areas, but then like each like different region is like its own section, which is fine.
Mm,
People seem really upset about that. I was like, no, it's still mostly open world. Like people love the Xenoblade games, and those worlds are segmented in the same way, but they're still massive areas. So like, what's the big deal? But people get upset about anything. So
yeah, true. They always find something to complain about.
yeah. But that said, I think the concern is valid because of how Sword and Shield was promoted and how burnt a lot of people feel about it. Because as someone that loves Pokemon, Sword and Shield stabbed me through the heart, and I wasn't even on the hype train.
Yeah. I jumped on it pretty late, and I'm still playing through. Like, I finished the main game, and I'm playing through some of the after stuff at the moment. And yeah, I see why people don't like it that much.
Yeah, it's personally, in my opinion, I know this is also an unpopular opinion because a lot of my friends are very, very, very into Pokemon. It's one of the worst Pokemon games to have ever been released.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I feel like X and Y, as much as like that story was dope, I feel like it was very underwhelming and unfinished.
Yeah, I haven't played through X and Y again. Like, I played through it the once and then just got straight into doing competitive stuff, which was kind of, it's always been my interest with Pokemon. I don't really care for the story or the games that much. It's more, I like making the monsters fight, and all the meta game stuff. But I remember really enjoying X and Y. But like I said, it's been a while, so
Yeah. I mean, we should do like a Nuzlocke playthrough together. That'd be quite fun.
oh yeah,
Do one of those like split screen recording sessions. That would be pretty sick.
that would be. I did that with the launch of Borderlands 3. I had a bunch of friends. I rounded up enough people to have a party for Borderlands. That never happens. And
I know, right?
we played through it on launch day, and I had my capture card set up so my friends could like keep swapping between all their different perspectives. So on my stream, I had my perspective, and then like whoever was going through the capture card. That was really fun, except for the fact that Borderlands 3 is painfully bad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, where can people find you?
So I am no Rugrats on pretty much everything, and I am most active on Twitch and Twitter, and YouTube is slowing down a little bit, but that's because I'm trying to focus on higher quality content now. So in future on YouTube, like I said, you can see Backlog Bust, where I go and play through games that have been sitting in my Steam library for far too long, and either I dunk on them or I praise them for great game design elements or great storytelling. Like, there's tons of really interesting games out there that don't get enough attention. Otherwise, yeah, that's more or less it. I'm also very active on TikTok.
Yeah, you are very active on TikTok. I enjoy your TikToks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in chat. I know we didn't really touch on too much we wanted to. I feel like we just have lots to say.
Yeah, no, there's pretty much like nothing in my notes that I actually touched on.
We'll definitely have to do a part 2.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
We'll have more structured talk next time.
Yeah, I think definitely more of a plan.
Yeah. But yeah, this is great. It's been good. I like chatting with you. You've got great insights on games and editing and streaming. So it makes this a lot easier for me.
I'm glad to be of service.
Yeah. So make sure you check Mr. Josh out, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.